What's going on, everybody? We got another Iron Father Roundtable going on today. Got my man Derek in the house.
Yes.
All right, we got a good show coming at y'all today. So we're going to hit on two topics. And, you don't see Eddie Vance with us. He's a little under the weather today, so that's all right. We're going to hold the fort down. We're going to make it do what it do. So Iron Father, we're all about men recalibrating, restoring, and thriving. And what does that mean for you? First, in today's topic, men. Are you struggling handling a woman's baggage? How many of you guys have struggled with a woman's baggage? When you just maybe meet her, start talking to her, or maybe you dating her seriously, and maybe you've even married her. How are you coping with the baggage that she brought into the relationship? Now, ladies, I know, men have baggage too. We don't date men. So, we're going to get that out the way right now. Feel free to go to the other woman's channel, ladies' channel, and y'all talk about how the baggage men have. We know that. And actually, if you check out other videos on this channel, you're going to see that that's part of what I'm trying to do and what we're always doing with these roundtable discussions. We're trying to get men to deal with their baggage so they end up presenting a better package of themselves to you. But today, we're going to talk about a woman's baggage, especially the baggage that comes in when you're over 50. And now you're meeting women that it's one thing to meet your little girl in high school or, in college. And the baggage was, well, I had a boyfriend and the high school quarterback cheated on me and blah, blah. Now you meeting women that have had probably multiple men cheat on them. You are meeting women that have had men. They've been divorced numerous times. They've been pumped and dumped numerous times. They've been through some things and maybe even some DVs, which, we'll just say some violence. They may have gone through that. It could be a lot of things. And now here it is, you're dating her or you are on the first few dates and you're hearing this stuff come up. Because everybody's been with a narcissist too. So, every ex was a narcissist. And if you go check out my show that I did on being worried about body count, that the biggest body count or the biggest person in your woman's life that you should be most concerned about, the one man, is her father. Because it is oftentimes the baggage that she brings from her relationship with dad that's going to be the biggest determinant on the kind of relationship you're going to have with her. So to kick it off, I'm actually going to show this video, and then Derek, I want you to go right into it and comment. My man, I really enjoy his channel, so I'm leaving his name up there so we can definitely, y'all go give him a follow and some support. But let's check this out. And I think he kind of gives us a good summary here.
Women require men over. Older women require men to overlook or accept their baggage. I'm going to say that one more time. Older women require men to overlook or accept their baggage. Older women realize that their baggage is something they can't just turn off, shut off, or throw away. It's something that attaches to them like a parasite until the day they die. Every decision they make leaves a psychological and biological imprint on their physical and mental well-being, something that can't be undone or reversed. That imprint carries into every new relationship, and a man is forced to deal with it whether he deserves it or not. Their traumas, their habits, and even their preferences that were shaped by other men, it's all baggage. Even if it only influenced what they like or dislike, it still counts as baggage because it makes them less open to new ideas, new direction, or new leadership. It makes them unimpressionable. That's why it bottlenecks the relationship. A man ends up being measured against every man who came before him. No matter what he does, he's being compared to the last one. That's what makes it baggage. It brings the past into the present and blocks the future. And spiritually, a woman who has carried too much for too long loses her softness. She becomes hardened. Not out of evil, but out of exhaustion. The problem is, once a woman is hardened, she can't be molded, led, or corrected. She becomes fixed in her ways. And that kills the very dynamic that allows a man to lead. That's why men today are not signing up to deal with it. They become well aware, because a woman with that much history doesn't come alone. She comes with everything she's been through and everything that's been through her. And a man who values peace knows that once baggage becomes identity, there's nothing left to build with. Here's number 3.
Go to the next video. So, Brother D, I'm gonna start with you. What you think about what my man was saying there?
Oh man, that was he made. I'm writing it down. As a matter of fact, he made a quote. Baggage becomes her identity. Man, that's deep, and that says a lot, and it's true. I mean, we look at it. I mean, I just want to clarify: not every experience that a woman is exposed to becomes her baggage. We're talking about those negative things that she doesn't release and doesn't know how to deal with, doesn't know how to cope. Oh, he was narcissistic. Well, how did you deal with it? Well, I just left. Did you deal with his behavior? No, I just left. Well, there's a way to deal with it. But when you deal with addressing him with it internally by saying, this is how I will deal with it in the future, it becomes a component of baggage, if not full baggage. And when they identify something that another person has come up to or is doing, they associate it with that negativity, and not realizing that just because that is the case, every action doesn't have the same defining reason why it was done. And so just because, I mean, hey, for example, I might smack you on the butt. That don't mean I'm being abusive. That's because I'm being affectionate. But if you've only been equated to that type of physical attention as abuse, then you're going to see it as being abusive, but it's only affection. But if you don't know the difference, then it becomes baggage that the next person has to deal with. And yes, at our age, we're looking for peace. We can determine whether that's bad. Oh, don't open the door for me. I'm a woman. I'm this and oh, calm down. You know, something like this. I saw a snippet of something today where this lady called a guy. She was talking about this was her first date, and he said something about, oh yeah, I called him up and said this. I was a date. She had given him her number the day before, or he had. She texted him and said, "Hey, this is so and so. Lock me in, lock me down." He was like, "Whoa." He called her by a man's name. He said, "I only date women," and said, "Good luck," because he said that behavior about locking me in is masculine. And he was like, he shut that down immediately. It's like, I don't care how good you look. I'm not dealing with that kind of situation, baggage, and peace. You want to talk about how you feminine, then be feminine. But that's coming back to how you deal with others because of how you've been exposed to your past and you haven't dealt with things. You think that that type of energy is the way that everybody wants, when in fact, that's just baggage that you have not dealt with properly. If you want to be feminine, be feminine. That's a manly aspect. I mean, Kevin Samuels, rest his soul, would say, hey, don't date a woman that backs in, because that's a man thing. But
yeah, that's Eddie Vance too.
that actually, I mean, that's another story, but I don't believe that. I mean, if you think about it, a woman's got to back in everywhere she drives anyway. So back in first, because when you want to leave is when you really want to leave.
I love a woman with the confidence to do it. So I mean, I'm the opposite with that.
That part. I mean, if you back in, I was like, dang, girl.
That's right.
How you do it?
That's right.
You know, I like that. I was like, okay. I used to drive a hoopty, so I know I need to back in because I may need a jump.
Right.
You know, so that's always my case.
Right, for real.
We always want to leave quicker than we come. So
that's right.
When somebody backing up, I can go before them before they even get their car straight. I'm going.
That's it. That's
Same
it.
thing. But yeah, baggage is deep, man. Baggage is deep, and women, you know, this show is about the emotional baggage that men typically have and how to overcome that. But men come across women as well that simply don't know how to deal with baggage. The first thing they do is leave. First thing they do is get with another man. The next thing they do, they don't deal with the consequences, or their girlfriend has told them, girl, he was this way and that way. But how'd you deal with it? You just left. You didn't get closure, as they say. Closure is not always needing to deal with that person or be in the presence of the person to do with it, but how do you deal with that thing when it comes up again? Do you just equate it as such and then it scares you off, or do you truly try to recognize it, or do you first, just because you can see it doesn't mean it's what it is? But again, perception is everybody's truth, but is it the right truth? You know, there's always the three kinds of truths, right? My truth, your truth, and the one that actually exists that we can't see because of our rose-colored glasses or whatever the case is. I mean, that's just deep. That's deep. Baggage is deep, and it is recognizable.
Yes.
It is. But here's the catch: is can it be overcome? It requires conversation. And you and I was talking offline about this, and let's make this clear. Communication is important, but effective communication is the key. You can talk all you want, but if you're not a good listener, you just hear a noise. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not being able to express yourself to a point that somebody can understand it, and then when you don't ask for clarity, meaning you don't ask the other person if they understood you, as the old saying is, mirror that back to me. You know, when if you don't come back with that and get an understanding, you don't even know if they even understood it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a
Man,
lot to baggage because we get it all. Woo!
we do, and I think to be fair, and ladies, I'm gonna throw you. Well, I was gonna say throw you a bone, but no pun intended. But
Speak for yourself.
but ladies, this is where I'm going to say this about men that I'm sure you probably will agree with. That yes, we as men have baggage because again, we're trying to talk primarily to men over 50, getting divorced, post-divorce in this dating world again. So that guy is coming with some of his baggage as well. He's coming with stuff. We're going to look at this on the next section, the next segment of men. Hey, they've been mistreated with their wife. You know, they coming out of a bad marriage. A lot of you ladies know when you run, if you're the first woman that the guy runs into after he got a divorce, you probably hearing all about that ex. And she did, and she did, and she did. But here's the difference between just men and women in general. Don't hate me, hate the creator. When it comes to emotional load, that's something that we by default have to take on more of in a relationship because we as men, we chop it up as in let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. We aren't necessarily getting into about the day. We don't really want to care or hear much about the kids. We don't want to hear all the other details that y'all want to talk about that may have some emotion attached to it. And so like Derek was pointing out, you then couple that with the amount of baggage that comes on for what past dudes did in a relationship. Derek, I'm going to say, yeah, every woman has baggage. Dudes, I'm going to throw out to you, how strong are you? And you probably need to realize what kind of pipes you got. Remember, I'm separating my fitness stuff. Go check out Built After 50. That's where all the fitness and health stuff is going to be now instead of on Iron Father. But I'm going to tie this in. If you getting divorced or if you still recovering and you kind of in your rebound phase, you might be pretty weak. You might have some muscle atrophy from your good old high school and college days of dealing with women. So you might run into a woman that got some heavy suitcases of baggage. You ain't ready for that. You ain't ready for that. Let her go. Derek, I think you said it in an old show in the past. You said something like, hey, don't mess up that woman's life. You know, let do her a favor. Let her go. Because you're gonna mess her up because she's gonna be bringing stuff to you you not ready to handle. You need to know how much you ready to lift because
Right.
every woman is going to have it. And I'm going to say this and turn it back over to you, Derek. Even when we were talking about body count, and again, it was, what should men think? And we were talking about penis size. So men are in their head about these kinds of things. But what my man, Mr. McPherson, was saying, definitely go give his channel some support. Want to give him some credit for that was his video, obviously. But everybody's going to have it. And you may be so worried about the physical. What's going on in her mental? And can you handle that? Because you better believe if you dating that woman and it's more than a friends with benefit, one night stand, you just going to hit it and quit it. She is, and especially even if you hit it good that first night, you're going to hear some emotion begin to come out. And you might hear, hey, I never been treated like this before. And then, yeah, and then it's going to go from there. So, Derek, let me throw this at you because about the only thing I'm not going to disagree with him because he did it. It was like a minute and 40 long. So, he probably went into this with more nuance. And I want to give him credit and not say he's wrong. But what do you think about when he basically said that that woman is hardened and she can't follow? What do you think about that statement?
Women can follow if they feel okay. So back in the day, women were good at following. Now they're at a point where they're like, you know what, you got to prove to me that you're worth following. And they can be hardened to a point. Absolutely, I agree with that. But to a point that they cannot at all be submissive. No, I don't agree with that. It's a matter of if you come in correct as a man and you doing what you say you're gonna do, and you can back it up on a frequent basis. Yeah, she'll follow you. But here's the catch: don't mess up.
Mm, mm,
Don't mess up once, because then you have to do more than you did to get it there in the first place, and it could have been a simple misunderstanding. That's where the baggage piece comes in, is because you can't read what her on her mind, and you can't read between the lines of her thoughts. Oh, wait a minute, that door creaked, and you looking, and she thought you was looking at that chick's butt, and da 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 da
yes.
da da da. Wait, I just heard a sound, and it just got my attention, and I turned away. I wasn't looking at her butt. Or better yet, how about man, you look like you was looking at her butt. No, baby, I was just in thought. My head was looking that way. My eyes wasn't focused on nobody. I was just looking, you know.
Yes.
Those types of things as baggage and stuff. It's like, baby girl, look, the ability to know oneself is also, how do you feel about yourself as a woman and as a man? But we're talking about the women bringing the baggage. If you feel a certain way about yourself, you wouldn't be insecure with all that baggage, because that baggage is from somebody else giving you the perception of you.
Mm.
You don't have a clearer understanding of yourself, and you're still carrying that baggage, because now you got to put a suit on and you got to reach in there in order to get it out, to put it on, because that person said they saw you that way. So when you come up with that scenario, baggage in my mind is you just reaching in trying to pull out a different suit to try to emulate what somebody has perceived you to be, and you feel that's what you wind up putting on. The baggage is, they get rid of those suitcases. They just got empty suits and dresses that don't fit you anymore. That was somebody else's perception. Baby girl, let me dress you instead. Let me show you what I see in you. Oh, my ex never saw me that way. That's because that's the baggage you putting on, because that's the baggage and the image he gave you. Those clothes, you got that floral print that never fit your beautiful shape. And da 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 da. I like solid colors. Why? Because I can see that shape better. Those florals give you a delusion of who you are, for example. And again, I'm using metaphors about what clothes look like, but that's in essence, if you put it in the metaphorical phrase of baggage. Well, what does baggage really mean? Does that mean you got a suitcase? But what's in that suitcase? Just imagery of somebody else's view of you, and all you doing is substituting your thoughts with that imagery, because somehow you've perceived yourself as being that person with that floral dress, because that person has demoralized you, has broken you down, and has told you this is how you are. You're never gonna be a beautiful woman. Nobody's gonna ever want you. And this and that. Why would somebody and that could even be from your daddy, you know, or whatever the case is. But some man, let's say, has given you that, and for me, can they be hardened to the point of never listening? Oh no, I don't believe that, but it takes a lot of effort. So to your point that you mentioned before, it takes a strong man that can handle that and can perceive and see that and like, you know what? I know what you got there, baby girl. You're a beautiful woman. Look, I'm not accustomed to walking around nude. But girl, look, when you come over here, there's a basket at the door. Drop them clothes off right there.
That's right.
You don't walk around naked here. Matter of fact, I got you some new ones over here that I like to see you in. There may be some lingerie for those that don't. And you know, let's do that, because I think you're a fine woman. I like to see you in this and that and that and the other. Wear your hair this way. I never wore my hair down because he always wanted it in a ponytail. Guess what? My name is so and so. It ain't that person. So let me give you a new image that I see you in. Sometimes you just got to build them back up. Got to make sure you're there for them in their corner.
Love it, man.
I always got a lot to say, so I apologize that I can go on my little soapbox.
No, you gave me a chance to make a little diagram. I wish I had I might go ahead and put a whiteboard back up here when we talking to go ahead and make some plays. I just wrote something out. But I love how you frame that, because it made me think of something. Actually, my woman mentioned this to me, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to work with that. And it was scripts. And I thought the reason why I thought of scripts when you were talking about changing clothes, kind of like a costume, going back to undergrad sociology or psychology, I think it was Irving Goffman, might have been the name, or Irving Goffman. But I think he made this statement, something like life is a stage and we're all actors. I think that's where the phrase came from. But the point was, he was saying we all have our front stage behavior and backstage behavior. Our front stage behavior is what you talked about. It's what, oh, well, this is what I'm supposed to be to everybody. I'm supposed to be this person. This is the act I have to put on. The backstage behavior is who you really are. Your friends that really, really know you, they know your backstage behavior. From my church people out here, let me give you a real good example. You know how you put your front stage behavior on when y'all going to the church and you pissed off that you didn't have sex on Saturday night because she shut you down for the 20th week in a row, and you went to bed mad, and then she caught you on the hub with the magic genie, and but y'all still got to go to church, and the kids in the car, and y'all, and as soon as y'all get in, you walk in, both of y'all walking in the door, And as soon as the usher is there, hey, brother, how you doing? Hey, brother, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Oh, your wife is looking beautiful today. I know. We're just so in love, aren't we, baby? Y'all holding hands, knowing doggone well y'all just got done what the previous night was. You put on that front stage behavior when it was time to walk into the doors, and that backstage behavior was what really is your marriage is all about in front of the kids. And the kids see the backstage, but the church sees the front stage, and we could be talking about a job or other things. So those scripts, thinking about the analogy of being an actor, what script are you running? And so this is what I put up. I hope this is somewhat readable. But this is what it reminded me of. I know a lot of guys are worried heavily about, again, all of her bodies. But I love how you put that, Derek. It's like you don't know what guy one put into her, two, and I got 12 dudes on here.
Yeah.
Bottom line, look, fellas, we ain't gonna get into body count again. Y'all worried about the 12 dudes' DNA. Let's not just focus on DNA on this, okay? Let's talk about that mental residue that may be existing. Because Derek, like you said, maybe guy number 3 called her fat. Maybe guy number 6 said, you ugly. Maybe guy number 10 dumped her and cheated on her with her best friend. You don't know. And now you meet her, and let's keep it real. Most of you guys, ladies, we ain't talking about the 10% or whatever all of y'all want to sleep with. That's why y'all think most of these dudes are out here dogs. No, y'all tend to like to get with the dogs. Most dudes ain't had that much. Most dudes have not had that many bodies, and most dudes have not had that many relationships. So I'm going to make an assumption that the average dude had his little high school girlfriend, may have kicked a little long-term relationship in college, and then he had his long-term wife. Now, he may be bringing in 3 influences into this. You might be bringing in 12 because I firmly believe a woman takes on really the spirit of her man. I always say you can give me a doggone white chick that was rocking with the Ku Klux Klan, and I have her interested in becoming a black Hebrew Israelite or Nation of Islam, because that's how much I feel my energy is going to impact her, how much my leadership is going to impact her. So when other guys have had that input into that woman, and then you come along, this is the baggage you picking up. Are you strong enough for that? You know, again, while you asking which one, what did you do with each of these 12? I want to know, how did the relationship go? What did he do to you? How was y'all dynamic? How did you communicate? Like you said, what's that effective communication in there? Back over to you.
Now, one of the things, and to help, let's put something. Let me, and to coin your phrase, let me throw the women a bone here. Not saying that every woman has had 12 women to a man's 3, but let's put this into a different perspective. That 12 could represent different aspects of a relationship. Let's say it was a marriage.
True.
Oh, well, I see you this way as a wife. I see you this way as a mother. I see this way when we go out, when we go to church. And that can be 12 aspects of your life or your relationship that you still carry in that baggage. Oh, he never let me go do this. He never gave me a bank account. He never let me have money. He never let me do this. And he was controlling. He was narcissistic. Those are those 12 aspects as well that are still aspects of that baggage that you're holding. And again, to Dev's point, each guy that is held that you've been with also gives you that level if you have not been able to learn how to purge it and then deal with it. And put it in perspective, most men, they have baggage too, but guess what? Nobody cares about a man's emotions anyway, so we don't have a chance to you don't see our baggage because we know how to throw that bad boy in the back trunk and you never see it.
Yes.
Period. I never came. That's the first time I've ever seen this of you. I've been knowing you for 4 years. Well, you ain't never slapped me in the face like you just did either.
Right.
You know, it's just, we just hide it differently in a better way sometimes because you never see it. But the fact is, again, back to the woman thing, you got to learn how to deal with it. And if you don't talk about it, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm only going to let it last for so long that I'm going to hear about your ex. So we get it done. We can get it done and talked about. There's going to be a line where I say, you know what? Either we're going to make this about you and I, or we're not going to make this about you and I. And you're going to go do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. Because I am not going to want to hear about your ex all the time, because that just simply tells me that you're not ready to move forward, because that baggage and you constantly talking about it is an anchor. The old saying is, oh, leave it with God. Then why don't you pick it back up?
Right.
Leave it at the altar. Stop going up there and picking it back up. Let it go. You don't know how to let it go because you want closure. You want this. Well, that's on you. I'm not here for that. I'm only gonna let it last for so long. I'm a very
Yes.
private individual. I had, we talk about this. I had a lady way back when I have a cell phone. My normal behavior when I'm by myself is to put my phone face down. She
Mhm.
accused me, "Oh, what you doing? You cheating? Girl, this the first date. What you mean?"
Yes.
It's like just because a behavior was done by somebody else doesn't negate or doesn't equate, excuse me, to me having the same reason. I just know because I'm a private guy. I don't like when you turn your phone down on some phones, they disable the settings to the point that you
Mhm.
don't get notifications. I'm accustomed to doing it, and I like that. I don't want to be disturbed because I'm
Yep.
with you,
Exactly.
and that's a level of respect. But instead, you see it as this. I have women get upset because I open the door for them. I'm a grown woman. I know how to
Yep.
open my door. I know how to walk. Why I gotta walk in the inside? I know how to walk. If I want to walk right, I should be able to walk right.
That's it. What can I do with that?
That's your baggage. At a
Yes.
certain point, I'm going to allow that. And certain point, I'm going to say I've had enough of it. If you can't understand that, I saw this thing about another clip earlier today. Brother said that she was on a date and it was raining out, and she said, "Hey, you okay? I can let you borrow my coat and put it up." "Oh, I'm good." She got mad because he stopped off at the gas station and bought her an umbrella. "I don't need no umbrella. What you give me an umbrella for? Why?" You can't see that a man is only trying to protect you and
That's
look
right.
out for your well-being and make sure you are as safe as you can possibly be. And you can't see that as being the most chivalrous and the manly thing that somebody can do. And you can't appreciate who I am naturally, that I got to go out of my way to prove to you that I'm not this X. I can't be here for
Yes.
you because, as Brother Man said, I'm over 50. We talk about it. What's this? I
Yes.
need you can't see my other hand? I need my sandwich of peace.
That's right.
I need my bread, right? Top and
Yes.
bottom. Give me peace. If you can't, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that I'm here for you, and I know that we all come with baggage, but I'm not here to take care of your baggage. I don't work at the airport and luggage claim
That's it.
where I just hand. No, I need to make sure you see the clothes that I see you in. You
Oh,
can leave that. Don't have
hey
your
man.
your toiletries in there because hell, I can get them too. Whatever.
I had gotten so frustrated with the process. I even had on my dating profile that I don't do therapy for free. You have to pay me. So hey, just to let y'all know, I am father. I'm all about helping men get their lives back together because aren't you tired of dating at 50 like you're 15? So reach out to me, but it's not going to be free. I mean, it may be some pro bono work I might do for some, but reach out to me. Let's talk. It'll be a Calendly link that'll be in the description of this video. But I had to tell women that because
Wow.
I kept running into women that it was exactly what you said. I'm not trying to hear all about your ex. I'm not trying to hear about where you've been. I mean, there obviously some things come up because that tells me who you are. But I realize, like you said, if a woman keeps talking on and on about her ex, every conversation, every date, her ex, her ex, her ex, her ex. And I was dating one woman, and I basically said, so how could you even continue forward if you're still looking at all of these things and you're looking to find the traits that your ex had in other men?
Mm-hmm.
Then how could you almost not see him? Because no guy is going to be perfect. And she was like, "Well, yeah, that's true, but I'm sure I'll know." But I
Yeah.
think because
Okay.
she had recently broken up with this dude, I don't think she was going to know. At least not with the first one or two guys. And that is that part about bringing all of that in because that one dude did her wrong, according to her. I don't know. I didn't hear his side of the story. But
Right.
because
Right.
that
Right.
one
That
guy
part.
did her wrong, now it gives her a reason to think that every dude, if he's too quiet, it's because he's a narcissist. If he seems like you said, puts his phone down, it's because he got somebody else calling. All of these things. If he, takes too much of a lead, he's trying to be controlling. And those are her issues. And I love
Mm-hmm.
what you said too. And I was telling another gentleman this recently, talking about holding space. That we're going to use that PC term. I guess that's what the woo-woo term is to use, holding space. And I asked one of my boys, I said, man, there's nobody holds space for men. You got a problem? You deal with it. Ain't no chick trying to hold space for you with your struggles and your issues. She gonna talk
And
about
you
it. She's cool with you talking about it. And for most women, it's gonna be like, well, I guess you better handle that because you a big puss if I gotta handle it for you. So, but yeah, you're supposed to hold space for her emotions when she's struggling with some things. But that's
Are
not gonna
you talking
happen to
about
you.
giving time? Holding space is just giving me my. Oh, I'm holding space because I'm giving you the time to get it out and let's talk about it. Let's put you on the therapy couch.
It depends. Yes, mostly what you said is mostly in I'll say probably in a little bit more of a therapeutic session. That is
Gotcha.
how it will go. And so a good example that I think most people will probably define holding space because I've been in men's meetings where they use that term. It
Mm-hmm.
would be, which I do think we should do just as good practice anyway. Talk, like you said, talk. Now, hey, what did I say back? What did you get out of this? Not talking over her, because women will say that's
Mm-hmm.
mansplaining. And yeah, with the way men go back and forth, that might be what we do. But that is a sign of respect. But now they use that term a little bit more of holding space is, okay, she says it, and I'm just supposed to hold it. Well, first of all, I'm a man. And if you're talking, and I told my woman this, I'm not your girlfriend. So there are some things you go tell your girlfriend because you're gonna get a different reaction out of me. Because if you're telling me I'm a man that takes action, there are some things I will say. It's like, okay, that's good. I'll let that go. But
Mm-hmm.
just the fact that I am a man, you're not going to be able to talk to me like your woman because if you talk to me like I'm your girlfriend or I'm like your best friend, then we know how those people get treated. And as I would always ask women, so when was the last time you slept with your girlfriend? When was the last time you were sexually attracted to your girlfriend? And that's just how you, hey, married men, does that sound familiar? For all you guys that say, I just should listen to my wife vent and not say anything. So how's that sexless marriage going for you? Huh? Huh? You got, and oh, by the way, you probably did all the dishes, vacuumed the house, and took care of the kids too. Did that make her more excited and wet to be with you? Likely not, because you were her good best bud, and she doesn't get the tingles and juicy draws for the guy that's that best bud. But I'm gonna throw this in, and we're gonna jump to the other topic. The one thing he did say, and because I wanted to answer it myself as well, I agree with you. I'm not going to say that a woman who is hard, like she can't change. It goes back to how much strength do you have? I mean, we all got big die presses and factories and things like that. Look, the bottom line is what you take. We can have those little things like we had in sand, where you put them in there to make little sand castles and stuff. You can press down and make it, put it in there. Why? Because sand's easy to mold. We got Play-Doh. Remember we made those things with Play-Doh? Man, some things you need a massive 5-ton press to press the steel for the
Right.
hardened shells that these women are walking around with. And ladies, I'll just say, Derek, I'll throw it over to you after this. Ladies, a lot of times the fact that you slept with a man you give a man, let's say you sleep with him early. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. I'm just going to say this though. You have the perception if I sleep with a man early and give him the putty tat, he's going to leave and not come around. No, in all likelihood, you gave it to him early. And then he realized this woman got a whole lot of emotional baggage that she's also bringing along. Because especially if you catch feels after the first couple of times, that's why he leaves. It ain't got nothing to do with he just wanted to hit it and quit it. It's that you emotionally showed him more of the real you. And I think really what we got to be honest about the game, a lot of y'all would rather keep those legs closed because it's like, if I show him the real me, goes back to what you said about that costume. If I show him the real me, he ain't going to stay around. Back over to you.
Yeah, and it becomes for me, it's such a natural thing that when I'm actually talking to somebody and trying to get to know them, I literally ask, well, when was your last relationship?
Mm.
How long were you together? Oh, it was I ended it 12. I ended it, let's say 2 years ago. How long were you together? Is the next question. And then I get some people, why you ask that? Because I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm trying to find out if you got emotional baggage. I'm trying to find out if you still connected. I'm trying to find out if you rebounded. That's what I'm trying to find out. If you were married for 18 years and you just got divorced after 2 months, 6 months, potentially a year, you still got some baggage. Because I feel a full cycle is a year. And one of the things I try to equate is that as long as you've been married, let's equate 1 to 2 years of time to get over that situation fully. Some of it can be quicker, but that's usually the time I equate. 18 years, it may take you 5 to 9 months, 9 years rather, to get through that completely. This depends on that person if they're actively working on it. But some women just hide as well. So you gotta you gotta put it in perspective. I said 1 year. It's actually more of a 1 to 4 type relationship. You know, 4 years, it may take you a year to get through things of
Okay.
that. So it doesn't take you 1 to 2, you know, 2 to 1 years or anything like that. But
Right.
it'll take you a significant amount of time to get over. I've literally
Right.
had women get upset. Well, I know when I'm over something. Yeah, but you're supposed to know yourself. I don't know you. I'm getting to know you. You back to that's baggage all by itself. If you think I'm supposed to take your word for who you are,
Yes.
no, you have to show just like I have to. Do you trust me? Of course not, until I prove it to you. But yet you want me to trust you? Come on now. Don't ask something of me if you can't present it to you, provide it as well. It just doesn't work that way.
Yes, that was a good action item that he gave. And again, y'all like and subscribe to the video and to the channel. If you know, again, we're just trying to help you guys and definitely share along with some other guys that may be able to go ahead and benefit as well. And before we move on from this topic, I do want to ask this. You just kind of got my brain going on this one with your OG status out here in the game.
Oh, here we go.
You know, when I lead off with that, I'm coming with something.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I feel it. I'm ready.
So, Brother Derek, would you rather, let's say, because again, these guys, they 50, 55 years old, they hitting the dating apps for the first time. They run into a woman that, I'm going to make every woman 50 years old, just like the guy, okay? The woman's 50. Woman number one, she's never been married.
Oh Lord, I know where this is going.
She's never been
Lord.
married, and she has no kids. Woman number two, she was never married, but she has at least one kid. Woman number three, she was married, but she got divorced at 35, and she's been on the dating apps for 15 years. She goes back to the MySpace era or something, right? So she goes back to the Match.com when that was hot. I don't know. And then you got woman number four.
Does she have kids? 3?
Yes. She has number 3 has kids as well. Yes. And woman number 4, well, let's give woman number 3, let's give her, since she got divorced kind of early, she only got 1 or 2, nothing serious. Woman number 4, she was married. She's now divorced. She's only been on the dating app for the last year since she turned 49 years old. And let's just say her kids are pretty much grown out the house. So we got number 1 was never married, no kids. Number 2 was never married with a kid. Woman number 3 was married, but got divorced at 35, got 1 or 2 kids. And woman number 4 was married, and she just recently got divorced, and you just ran into her. So if you had to give some action items to the guys, what would be your feelers and assumptions or things that you might have experienced for each one of those women and the baggage that they likely bring?
Oh Lord,
This is a show in and of itself.
All right, now this is just mine. Now, look, he already read. Look at that face, y'all. He already know what I'm about to say.
I know.
All right, so we got 4. Number 1 was never married, no kids. She is a no-go 1,000,000%. Why? She's selfish as hell. She doesn't know how to share because she's never had any opportunity to share with a man nor children. Period. You will find that everything is about her. She's a no-go. The second one, never married, 1 kid. That's problematic because nobody wanted her or she didn't never get tied down. So she's never satisfied enough with a guy that she's always leaving him or something. Something's wrong. She's got 1 kid. And what happens is when that kid gets of age, she basically becomes number 1 by default because now she's never married, no kids. So now she fits into that category as well because she doesn't know how to relate to a man now because she ain't having no more kids. So she's also out. All right. You can kick it with. Now, please understand. Let me give my disclaimer. Men, if you only looking to hit and quit it, all 4 will do. All 4 will do.
The bar comes down, doesn't it?
Because we're not trying to get emotionally connected. We hitting it and quitting it. Even if you want to FWB, friends with benefits. If you want to just a casual situation and you're not trying to get that commitment, all 4 will do. But understand, I'm giving you what to expect with them as it relates to the commitment. Now we're on to number 3. Was married, 15 years, single, 2 kids. Problem with her is she is free as a bird. She has no level of commitment, and you may not ever tie her down because she loves being single. And her 2 kids, if she's been single by 15 years, her kids got to be at least 16 plus. She ready to party because she felt that she missed out when she was early, when she was younger. So she probably is wild, 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 wild west. You might be able to tame her in 10 years. She has potential, but it ain't right away. Number 4 is the only one that's hopeful, but she's the one that's got baggage from the most nearest relationship. The other ones don't know how to get rid of them. That's why they have a continued level of baggage. But the other one that just got recently done, you only have to worry about the one that she last was with, because the other guy had to deal with most of that other baggage. So the only one out of them 4, though, again, this is the one that's divorced and only been single for 1 year and got an 18 plus kid. That's the only one you got to deal with at 50 now, because we remember at 50 we shouldn't. I'm not saying we need to. We shouldn't be having no newborns, because you can't be there when they graduate and you rolling down the doggone thing at 78, 68 years old, pushing 70 plus. My child, whatever, you know, with the oxygen.
Right.
So she's got kids. The last one, the one that's divorced. And again, this is my perspective, and I'm just giving you all the pieces with it. She's divorced. She's recently divorced after a year. She's the only one that's probably open to having a civil conversation that's about the 2 of you and not about her exclusively, because she already felt that she didn't get enough. And if you give her the right attention, she'll be yours. The other ones, the one that's been single for 15 years, she may be ready to get out the game. That one's kind of like, that's the closest one. So if we're going to go in reverse order, he got 1, 2, 3, 4. My choices will be 4, 3, 2. I ain't even gonna say 1. That one's off the table completely. And
wow.
2 is a close. 2 is close. I'm sorry. I don't. Here's mine. 40 and higher, no kids, never married. It's now on the relationship aid.
Woo, boy, this probably is gonna have to be a whole separate show in and of itself with Eddie Vance again. All right, I like that breakdown. Now, because I am just a wee rookie in the game.
Oh, here we go. Let's listen to this BS. Go ahead, man.
I'm a mere rookie in the game. Hey, give me my front stage behavior, all right? That's the script. That's the script. Thank you. I would say, I gotta say, I don't have really any experience with number 1. Never married, no kids, haven't run into that at all. I've run into no kids, but they're been married. And what you said about being selfish, I didn't really run into that. I think there could have been a little bit of that. And if anything, I was the one kind of being accused of being selfish, but I had a reason, meaning that what I found is that in this woman's case, it was more of a, hey, because she was a little bit more, I'm going to say, on the lonely side. She never was married, didn't have any kids. I didn't have an infinite amount of time that I could spend. And, what's mine is mine. And as I was now breaking out of my marriage, it was like, what's mine is mine. I done shared everything since I done shared actually having a son at 19 and even my brother and sister before that. So now when it's like, hey, if I get my fries are my fries. I'll buy you some fries, but you're not eating off my fries. Nothing irritated me more than I buy some fries. You want some fries? No, I'm good. Okay. And then as soon as I get my fries, it was like, wait a minute. And so
depends on where you get them fries at, brother.
Well, I guess so.
Fries don't touch my McDonald's fries.
Right, there you go. It wasn't that I didn't want to share, because I will buy you some. But what do you want? But I later realized to her, it was important that, oh, you're willing to at least share this with me. And it probably was a little bit of a test, but I ain't a guy to test. Because ladies, you test me, you can get your feelings hurt. So that was the closest I came to it. So I could definitely see where you were talking about being selfish. Number 2, never married with a kid. I have not run into that yet. And I would say, based on just understanding just kind of men and women together, I would probably say one big caution would be is the kid a man or a son or a daughter. Because if she was never married and she had a boy, son, husband, straight up, probably guaranteed. Matter of fact, her son is probably her future retirement plan if you run into her at 50. So, and then we ain't gonna get into if the son still lives with her. Because
yeah.
now,
I mean, there's some dynamics. You got that right. You're for
yeah,
sure right on that.
she's gonna be looking at him. She was never married. That's her man. So especially at if she's 50, let's make the math easy and just say, she's 50, he's 20. She had him at 30. That you better believe he's the one that the reason why you don't hear that smoke detector going off is because he changes the battery. He's the one that fixes the car. He's the one that probably does the tires and the oil. He helps mom. And
no, let's put it in a better perspective. He's got to be 25 if she's 50. He ain't gonna be 20.
She had him at 30. You ain't giving her that?
No.
All right.
No. Because if you're 30, you've never been married. You're not gonna have a kid at 30. You're gonna probably have one at 25.
That'd be a super oops while she was out there getting in it. Yeah. We could really add to that. Then more likely she was probably 20. I mean, it really is.
I was trying to be generous, okay?
Right. So, and you definitely know at 30. Let's even go with that. You definitely know he's still son husband then.
Oh, yeah,
because he likely is, even if he married, he's still coming back over to take care of mom.
You get this. Well, I devoted my time for my child.
Yes.
And I'm grooming him to be my son husband.
That's right.
100% at 30. 100%.
Yes, you ain't lying. It's
grooming for that.
It's fully vested like your 401k. I mean, so then we get to number 3. 35, been out. I've kind of run into this.
35 divorce.
35 divorce. Yes. And been out there, still got a couple of kids. I've kind of been in this one. I do think the son husband is still could be very much in full effect because if she's been out for 15 years, odds are the woman got custody of the kids. So you're running into her now. And again, if she could even had a daughter. The daughter obviously isn't going to be the one fixing the stuff around the house, but she might have a cool best friend relationship with her daughter. You might be the daughter may, let's say, depending on when she had her, the daughter may have a baby, and now it's grandkids coming around, and she's like, "Well, that's my girl, and I got the grandkids to take care of."
We best friends.
Yeah, exactly. And the son, again, he's like in situation number 2. And then I would be asking, especially if she's been single for 15 years, I'm really gonna start asking, well, why did you get divorced? What was going on? And then I would ask, when did you get married? I'm now starting to dig into that marriage a little bit, but not as much as I am in number 4. Because the one other thing I'm digging into number 3, she been out in this game for 15 years. And I'm with you, D. Man, the game is in her now. So, even if she was little sweet, innocent Susie up until 35, we all know what happened that first year of divorce.
You. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7, Tuesday, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Right. You can spend the night.
Now we don't talk about DNA. We know what happens that first year in divorce. So it's like, wow, she's been single for 15 years. She's probably had a marriage baggage, but she also has a whole lot of baggage from 15 years of dating these dudes on dating apps. And I'm going to say a lot of whack dudes on dating apps. So now when she is running into somebody that is real and may be good for her, she may not even know how to recognize it. Because she has been, like he talked about, that baggage, she's been so jaded, that shell is so hard, just be walk away.
It's bouncing off.
Yep, exactly. And everything is definitely going to be the man's fault. And lastly, number 4, the married woman, I'm definitely asking, all right, how many times you've been married? That's going to be an important question. She might have been married more than once. I would be looking for, when did she get married? If she got married at, say, 30, 35 years old, maybe had a 15-year run, that's one thing. Or did she get married at 40? Because now she's getting into that danger zone like you talked about with woman number 1. She might have had some bad traits at 40 of being super selfish, got married, and it ended because
right away.
That marriage, so what are you going to build with her? Because she pretty set in her ways. And that's why the first marriage didn't work out. And then I'm going to be wondering, what's the relationship with that ex? This is where I'm not going to be totally against ex conversation because I want to know some things. Because if she's just recently divorced, are you going to be expected to meet the ex? I think we said she had some kids. So now what role?
Meet the ex? For what?
Because I was going to say, if she got kids, Is this going to be
You
a
already
case? Where
told me them kids 18 years old or older. I ain't meeting no ex.
but this is what ladies be trying to do though.
Man, miss
Or
me with that one.
or is she recently divorced? Does she have the psycho ex? Because you know how ladies will play that. They'll play that because let's be honest, ladies,
Well,
y'all love to have some dudes fighting and going over y'all.
yeah, I
So,
don't fight. No, I don't.
and that's
That
what
ain't
I'm
my thing.
saying. So these are these things, men, you should be asking about because, dare I say, I know this never happens, Derek. Never happens. She might still be banging the ex and banging you because she only been out that marriage for a year.
That's true. I
He
can't
may still
deny
be
that.
coming
That's
swinging
true.
by, and he gonna be like,
I need this light bulb changed.
"Yep, yep,"
Dude.
and he coming, you coming over, and you hanging out, and like, well, why you? I thought y'all were exes for a reason. Well, he still come by and take care of some stuff. I mean, so there could be a host of other things.
Dude, oh, don't talk, don't, man.
Ask about.
I met. Oh man, you
Go
know.
ahead, go ahead.
You hit on something. I met a chick that says she's, you know, oh yeah, you know, I'm thinking about buying a house. I was gonna have my ex show me some houses. Your ex, how long you been divorced? 6 years. Why did you divorce him? He was a narcissist. Why are you giving it? Well, that's what he does.
Yep.
How long you been doing it? Maybe like a year or two. So you know he ain't good. Why are you giving him business? Well, I thought it would be help. Listen, you got an ex for a reason. I ain't in your business. If that's what you want to do, but why you giving somebody that you already got me? You guys are an ex for a reason, and you got nothing but negativity to say about him. Why you benefiting his lifestyle and he ain't benefiting yours? What's the point?
Yes.
You better get somebody that's experienced that's gonna help you. I said, you know what? You do what you want to do, but that also let me see who you are.
Yes.
Well, I'm just helping him out. What you doing for me?
Yes.
What you doing for yourself? Because you already said he was no good for you. Why are you jumping back into a pool that ain't got no water in it to make you help you to survive? You either want to drown or you want to hit 15 feet on the hard concrete because there's nothing to hold you up.
That's it.
But neither one sound good to me. You already drowned in that last relationship with him. Now you going for broke and complete. You know he ain't looking out for you.
Yes. And that's what, and I think that's the other thing in this case. She's freshly divorced. Do they still have joint assets together? Does he still have stuff at the house that he may come back and get? You know, all these things, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot.
To it.
There's a lot, but let's be truthful here. We gotta have a shining moment and a light at the end. You only presented 4 examples, and you've already nixed all 4.
No, I didn't nix them necessarily. I'm just saying this is what you should look for. Don't go in it like, well, she's pretty, and man, her body is bad.
All right,
You
just
better be betting hard.
Give them some extra. We're looking for relationship aspects, so make sure you show what you can look for this.
And then if that's the case, I'm going to say of all of them, like you did, if I had to put them in reverse order, I would do the same thing, but very cautiously. Because I would say 4, 3, 2, and 1 as well. Because if anything,
1 wasn't on mine.
I don't see how 1 is ever going to work, to be honest with you. I'm with you. I don't see. Again, we just talk. If you just want to FWB, you know, your friends with benefits, your Wednesday girl or whatever, fine, so be it. Who cares? But otherwise, I would say that I'd be more optimistic for a relationship with number 4 if she's done the work. Getting out of her marriage, because here's the other downside of 4. And I'm gonna give a positive as well. The other downside of 4 is what I got to say with 3. She's a year out. Man, she didn't hit these dating apps, and especially depending on when did she get married? If she got married at 20, this chick been in a relationship for 30 years, and let's assume she wasn't on dating apps, she gonna realize like, man, I remember that I had to go to the mall with my Tiffany hairstyle, Mama Donna thing on and give guys my phone number with a pen. All I got to do is set up an account, and I got 1,000 men sending me pics.
Well, and that's true, but here's a reality check. The common denominators, they all have been out of a relationship for at least a year. So they all got that same equation.
That same the prime.
Right. Well, I mean, but think about it. They all had that exact prime.
Yes.
Regardless.
Yes.
So the common denomination for all 4, here's what I see. If it's a common denomination for all 4, then you remove it because it's not a factor because they all got it. They're all women. So do you remove the fact that they're all women? They're all
No,
women.
I'm not going to remove it for number 4 because it's almost like when a dude, let's say if we compared it to a dude,
Yeah.
when he started getting his first piece, we'll say
Okay.
he going crazy. And so in her case, the reason why I'm saying is something a caution because she's right in that zone. So she may be like, I'm liking this attention. I'm not ready to just settle down just yet. And you may have to be prepared to have that conversation where number
Yeah,
3,
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
again, it
yeah,
ain't about necessarily her getting because she may be like,
yeah.
you know what, I've been in a marriage and there's some things that I want to experience. And you know what? Maybe the guy we talking to, he ain't like a Derek and Devin, where he'd be like, well, go on, girl, give me that bucket list. Let's get this popping. You may be that dude that you've been in a super vanilla marriage. So you meet
Right.
this woman and she's like, I want to do such and such and such and such and such. And you like, yeah. And for her, she's like, look, I've been married. Some things I've been suppressing myself and
Right.
I
Right.
haven't been able to be myself and I'm perimenopausal and now I'm getting my drive back and I'm on hormone therapy. And that's what I mean by, hey, you might want to make sure because here's what I have. Most of the women I've run into have been in this phase.
Okay.
So they will be the ones that they may be talking to you still about because they remember they they kind of got that traditional way of thinking. So yeah, you need to. Are you with any other women? But she's still on them dating apps with all the attention she's getting. And while she may not thinking I'm sleeping with these dudes, she loved the fact that every single day it was one thing for her old Facebook and MySpace to be popping. Now her dating app thing is popping, and she can go on all these dates. So just be aware. But I'm still with
Hmm.
you from a relationship standpoint, especially if you work and you see these things that woman has probably already been vetted pretty well as being wife material or deep relationship material. And especially if she has the personality where she wants to settle down,
Hmm.
the other
Oh
3
yeah.
don't seem to have that personality
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. I mean, all of these require some absolute deep conversation and some and just because you have the conversation, you also have to make sure you match that conversation with action. And if they're
Yeah.
not acting that way and not doing this and not doing that in correspondence with their words, got to match up. Got to match up. Now, we haven't even talked about the love languages and things of that sort and how to define that. That may be another topic. So we may want to put that one on your books. How to define when a woman gives you their love languages, and we got to probably talk about what love languages are at that point as well. That also will give you some insight how they view themselves, and they do change and things of that sort. But that can tell you as to what kind of person they are, whether they're needy, whether they're affectionate, whether they
Mm-hmm.
are this way, whether they're a loner, blah 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 blah. So those I'm don't get me into. I'm not an astrologist, so they were born in October, they were born in January. I ain't into all of that stuff, so miss me with that one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's those personality traits and all these things, and Myers Briggs. I'm not into all of those. They change so much, but the love languages. There's only a few of those, so that's real easy to come up with and to discuss. But yeah, I mean, conversation is key.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Effective communication and matching it up. Some people, as we always say, sometimes you let them talk, they actually tell on themselves.
Yes. Yes.
So, they'll tell on themselves whether they like this and don't like this, or whether they told you a lie. Oh, wait. Oh, that was the only one I did 3 months ago. Now, that
Yes.
was the first one I did. Wait, what?
Does that make what?
Right.
Inconsistent.
Right.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
So you just got to pay attention, be observant, write it down if you have to. Shoot. Keep them.
Yes. Yes.
Anything that's important, you write down anyway. So go for it.
That's it. That's it. And we're gonna hold our next topic. We're gonna just do our next show on that. Let's wrap this one up because we went real well on this. This is good. And so now let's definitely go even further into the action items for you guys that are beginning to be out there and you are looking at this baggage. I think for me, it comes back into really kind of where we were going, which is where I said I was going to add nuance to what McPherson said. You can mold that woman. The question is, what type of leader and man are you? Because the bottom line, we say this every single show. Men, what do you want? You need to know what you want. And you'll realize all 4 of these ladies, the reason why we can say number 1 is getting dismissed real quick, because that ain't gonna be along with what we want. In the case, done. It's like,
Yeah, if
oh,
we looking for a relationship, she ain't the one
she ain't the one.
because she don't know
Done.
how to be in one.
Yes, we already know, no matter how fine she is, we already know. And then we get to the other ones. Again, what do we want? We know ourselves, so we can go ahead and be that proper leader that we're going to be in that relationship. And guys, that's what you need to figure out. What do you actually want? Don't be 15 now that you 50 and you back out here. Because again,
He
if you just
sure
stay
is
15,
fine.
right, that's all you looking at. And the video we're going to look at next time. So here's your segue for it. It's about a man that is so desperate for attention, he's paying a woman to say nice things to him. And so you may be coming out that kind of marriage because you haven't had a wife. Your wife hadn't said anything to you that was probably nice, affirming. It was your wedding day, and that was because she had to in the vows. So, that was it. Otherwise, or maybe at that one time in revival or something. But otherwise, you starving for that. So you run into one of these ladies, if all you caught up into is how she looks, maybe you might just go for something nice that she say. Because if you got some money, she gonna say some mighty nice things. Trust me on that. You aren't asking the right questions. Derek, what say you?
No, I mean, man, you hit it right on there. It's just you have to be able to talk about it, make sure you know about it. You have to know yourself beyond belief, and because you can't guide somewhere, you can't guide someone down the road if you don't know what path to take.
Mm,
Just plain and simple. You have to know where you're
mm,
going so you can lead. We're not talking about, girl, where you want to go on vacation, whatever we talk about life. We talking about, listen, this is where I want us to be in 5, 10 years. Us to be solid. I want us to be this way. I want us to be, we go here, we schedule, we got the finances down, we got how we treat these kids that are not ours, but they're kids together,
mm,
things like that. We
mm.
know if we got a house here, we got a house there, we know how to take care of it, funds, all these things that keep a life. At 50, we know what life is now. Don't play these
Yes.
15-year-old games. Come on now. That's what it's about. You know where you want to be and where you should be. You got to have somebody in your corner that's gonna walk that path. Now let's put it in perspective. When we say a man is the lead, it's not the matter of a man making the only decision. It's a
Right.
man saying, you know what? I like your decision too, baby. We can actually make that work better than my decision, and let's make that work. But that's a leadership role to be able to say, you know what? My way ain't the best way. Yours is. But together, we're going to make that work even better.
That's right.
A man is not always the one with the answers. He just know how to facilitate those decisions. That's what we're talking about with leadership. Look at your organization. The ideal is if they are asking people under them as a manager, they're empowering people to provide the path to take so that the management can pave the way. We as leaders, as of the head of the household, men, we supposed to be paving the way. We don't become dictatorships. We don't become authoritarians. We say, hey, what you said? That works.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. Let's do that next week. Let me show you how that's gonna work out. Because when you said that made me click, blah, 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 and run with it.
Yes.
But like you said, we gotta know our strengths, and we find someone that can build up our weaknesses, and then we have something.
That's good stuff because I think you nailed it there. That's that other part of that baggage. And even the guys may be bringing in. And I've heard so many women say, oh, he wanted to tell me what to do. He wanted me to submit. He tried to bully me. He tried to blah, blah, blah. And if what they're saying is true, and a lot of it I believe, because I know dudes too. And if we got dudes we boys with, it's like, man, some stuff your wife probably say about you is pretty true. If your wife is always, if I'm your boy and I know, man, let's get together, man. Let's go to that car cruise. We're gonna be there. Let's leave at 6 a.m. Right? You're gonna be there. If I'm thinking in my mind, this dude ain't gonna show up. This dude ain't hard. Then I know when your woman saying you ain't a man of your word, she's right. It ain't her. She ain't tripping. That's
Right.
you.
And to your point, you know what? We talk about how men should talk about. We talk about men and women relationships. We haven't necessarily talked. I mean, this round table itself is three men talking, and we can say things to each other and so forth. But be able to know who your true friends are and talk to them about who you are. They're like, yeah, you're not a person on your word. I mean, brother, man, when we making the schedule, we already know we got to give you an hour and a half.
Yes.
That's real talk. And you have to be able to discern, man, I guess I was a problem then, huh? Because if you're not a person on your word, who wants to be with you?
Yeah.
I ain't letting you leave me. You late.
That's it. And if a woman has had that, and I guess we probably should make this point. We hate to bury the lead, but this is probably something to throw in. Not all baggage means it's bad baggage. It's just
Exactly.
baggage. What's in the baggage? Some things are articles in there that are legit. If she had, and this goes back to my show about a woman in her relationship with her father, there's some justification. It ain't because she had 12 dudes. I like what you
That's a
said.
good point.
It could be 12 experiences. It could be a dad. It could be an uncle. It could be the brother, how he treated her, etc. And it could be a teacher that says something to her. It's just those things that she may be holding in. And if dad wasn't a man of his word, she gets with a husband that's not a man of his word. Then you start dating her, and I've had numerous women. I ain't gonna name one because hey, cuz you know who you are. But we used to laugh because when she would tell me stories, and I was like taking notes. I always said I'm doing research because I realized how important it was to her that if a dude said, I'm going to take you out, how important it was for him to come up with the location and for him to set a time, because she'll be like, we supposed to meet up tomorrow and this dude still hasn't told me anything. And I realized no woman likes that. I mean, I'm not like that by default anyway, but it really let me know that, man, it ain't hard to raise the bar, gentlemen. It's not, it's not really that
but,
hard
but, but,
for
but
in a
like
lot of
you
these
said
cases.
though, for me, I'm not a foodie. I don't do restaurants. Oh, you want to go? Oh, we can go somewhere. And I tell you up front because I know me. I'm not good at picking out restaurants.
Right.
You can pick out a restaurant. We can go. I'm gonna get a burger because I am not a foodie.
That's me.
I'm not gonna be looking for this and this and this. Oh, look. I don't have a problem choosing from the kids menu because I probably like it better than the rest of that stuff.
Bro, you talking to a man? Everybody know I get a grilled cheese on, and they be like,
Hello?
we don't serve the kids after 12. Now I'm mad, you know.
You gotta give me something,
right?
but
I'm with you.
so as long as you tell people who, and we always say this, be honest. First, you gotta be honest with yourself. Second, you honest with that person and that they know you. Well, I think that's your baggage. Now you made an excellent point that we didn't talk about. Let's say, for example, you got them 12 things, whether it's from men or just experiences. Let's put a check mark or an X as to what is actually valid.
Great. Yes.
So some of those may be valid. And he said, well, baby girl, you did that to me. So it's got some validity there to it. And if she's not willing to hear it and say, oh, you just being a narcissist, what makes me a narcissist? Because I'm telling the truth.
That's right.
But you back it up. Don't just say it. Back it up. We did say write it down, didn't we?
Yep. That's right.
Back it up. On November 10th at 7 o'clock, you said this and you did that. It didn't match.
Yep. Hey,
you gotta know your word. And that's key for me. Listen, number one, you're a person of your word. Why? Because if I can't trust your word, I can't trust you.
That's right.
You only your word. We all make mistakes, but be willing to say, you know what, I made a mistake. And if it's a woman that can't apologize, get rid of her immediately. Immediately.
Hey,
I was married to one.
I'll just say I knew a woman that I said, you never apologize. And she said, that's because I never do nothing wrong. And boy, at the time, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And then, man, I look back at that.
Woman.
Right, man, I look at that. I'm like, wow, that was like the line in Batman. What was it? The guy said, look at where you are now. It brings you back to me or something. You hear those lines at the whole movie. Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. That was the line of the movie that I missed when it was said. But that summarized the whole movie right there. Man, that was key. That was key. That was key. And that I was going to say, you talked about being valid. This is one that I've run into. How many women have you run into that by your standards, because then it's all subjective. We're not pulling out body fat calipers out here. But how many women have you looked at and was like, girl, you look good. My last husband told me I was fat. And you're like, that they had that baggage of being fat.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong. I'm digging what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah. Better yet, for me, I like some thickness. A girl, I'm like, girl, you lost a little, you losing weight. And I tell them, listen, you lose too much weight, you're gonna lose me. I like some meat. I don't like bones. I need something. When I'm pushing, I got some pushback. I don't want to be breaking bones. I don't want to see your ribs from the back. What is that, a spine I'm looking at?
Right.
But again, everybody, you got to know yourself and you got to know what you're
Yes.
open to. And everybody ain't your type. It's
Yes.
designed to be that way. Know your
Yes.
type, know where you fit in, what you like. Because if you don't like them, something that's gonna grab that one, the squeaky door. That's something else right there. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? Something else
Yep.
gonna grab your attention, and it ain't worth it.
That's exactly right. So, guys, I hope we gave you enough action items on this one. Again, like, share, subscribe, pass this on to some other guys that you know that are struggling with this. They're out here
Mhm.
trying to date, and they actually have choices. I think we could have actually really got down to, got personal, we'll say, with maybe some women that we've run into in these different categories. So I just
Right.
tried to do off the top of my head those four. But if you're struggling with that, and again, if you only focus on that profile picture that's taken from a certain angle, and
Oh.
man, again, I love what you right, exactly. I love what you said. What are y'all talking about? When you're getting to some of the things we just got done discussing in terms of the questions to ask, and
Mhm.
and here, are you looking for a relationship or are you looking for friends with benefit? Stop approaching girls that you only want a friends with benefit with, and you actually like you trying to vet them for a relationship, and vice versa.
Ask
So
them. Just
yes,
be very direct. Hey, what are you looking for? It's just that look, we're 50. We ain't 15. Ask the
right.
question. Be direct.
But no, I might scare her off if I do that. She
Bye.
she might think I'm only after one thing.
Bye. Maybe you are.
To be honest about it, then.
You'll be surprised. Listen, I want to get to know you and stuff, but I want to get to know you in order for us to be friends with benefits because I want some level of connection, but I'm not looking. There's certain ways to speak on it to make it not look grimy.
Yes.
Just be truthful about it.
Exactly. Stop being the typical boring dude. And I mean, if you're on some dating apps where you can see what other guys put on pictures, just go on Instagram. Look at what dudes put on pretty women pictures. You realize again the bar is low. The bar is low. And again, if you got one that wants some attention, right? If all they want is attention, you better know that going in because they're going to get a lot of it out of it. But just go read the comment section of what these dudes put. I'll say this and we can wrap up. I won't put the Facebook group out there. I just left this Facebook group that was on fitness. Man, I couldn't take it anymore because the women would be taking pictures of basically bending over, showing their ass, but talking about, I worked triceps today. It was your triceps ain't even in the picture. And I'm looking at the comments from the dudes. And this is what got me. I'm looking at the comments from the dudes, and I'm like, I'm hoping, and granted, I'm going to say out of, let's say, 10 comments, it might be 2 or 3 of the guys pointing that out. But there were 7 like, oh, you sure look good. Looking good to me. You can show bench press
Right,
me.
right,
I
right,
wish you
right.
put me in the scissor headlock. And I'm like,
And to your
open.
point, how did she respond to those comments?
Hold on. What's funny is one particular woman that I kept seeing, she never even responded. I wondered if it was a fake account. So they were
Well,
sending stuff, and it's like she's not even responding back to y'all. What?
and then you look at the other one she posted and see if she's just doing it. Maybe she's just trying to get attention just to see what was.
Always.
And like you said, I mean, people, guys, sometimes y'all can be the most gullible, thirsty mofos that's out there. You looking like if you clicked on her picture, you'll see instantly that that's a man that's got a several 18. Heck, and guess what? Facebook allows you to do a search on all the comments that they place and see that why so many different pictures of a different woman on this thing?
Mm,
Do you know that
mm,
that's not real? But y'all all
yes.
thirsty trap. Ooh, look at that. Come on, now,
Yes. Yes.
give me a
And
break.
that again, especially, hey, sometimes it is what it is. If you 25 years old, 20, you've been playing video games all your life, I get it. Not really. I don't get it. All right, let me be honest. I don't get it. But I get it for you 50 and up year old because you may be divorced and you out here for the first time too. So you probably do think that every little Facebook profile that shows up in your inbox is legit. I did have one that looked pretty legit.
No.
I had one that looked really legit. I'll just make the long story short. I realized real fast that she wasn't legit. And then I realized, is this even a she? And so I started flipping it around. I was like, I'm going to have so much fun with this now. So I started then like look, why don't you go ahead? I can put you up on some game and help you actually make some money if this is what you out here trying to do. And they were in, I don't know if they were in like Ukraine. I don't know. They were in some other country. And they were like, really? How could I do that? I'm like, here's what was scary. They hacked some other woman's profile though. They had audio of her, let's just say,
Ooh,
doing some intimate things
what?
and pictures of her. And so I was just like, wow, this is how deep it goes. So, hey, and in the AI world with Sora, it's no holds barred because even the videos you think
Wow.
you look into somebody, the AI is getting so much better. You don't know, which goes again, man. What are your standards?
Yeah.
What Ask the right questions. Stop spending 3 hours on the phone or whatever with a woman, and you don't know really nothing about her because you talked the whole time, talked about your ex-wife and what you do for work and what your latest project is. Look, she don't care. She don't care. She don't care.
Yeah.
You talk about what you want to do, where you going. That's a little bit better, but she don't care. And let her talk. Let her tell you all about herself and ask the right questions. There, you can go ahead and close us out, man.
No, you're right. I mean, and when it comes to these dating things, I mean, maybe at some point, maybe we can even talk about, hey, these are some generic questions to ask, just so you can get some feelers out there to find out what's what. But know what you want. We gave you 4 examples. Some of y'all gonna be like, dang, she number one or she number two for real. Dang, I'm no wonder I've been
I
with this
love
thing
her,
for three,
man.
4, 5 months and it ain't going nowhere. Yep, it
Yep.
ain't. We already told you. Take it
Yep.
from us. We've been there. It ain't gonna work. It's interesting that 2 guys, he asked the questions, now mind you, but we had the exact same answer. If you haven't realized, I don't like preludes to these topics. I like it straight from the cuff. We ain't had no preludes to this stuff,
Ooh.
so this is real.
Yep.
One and
Yep.
two, no. Again, mine 40 and older, no go. No, never married, no kids. She's selfish. Oh, my career. I've been doing this and I've been all over the world. Yep, that means you don't know how to settle your butt down nowhere either. Because I ain't trying to spend all that kind of money. I want to go to Dubai. I want to go to Egypt. I want to go to Africa. I don't.
Man, I put this on TikTok. Them ladies gonna roast you up.
Whatever. Bring it. I'm secure in who I am. I ain't trying to date them.
They go roast you up.
Bring it. I ain't got time for it. I mean, I'm good for taking. I have every possible international thing you can think of. Nexus, TSA pre-check, global entries. I got all that. I don't mind traveling. I enjoy traveling, but I ain't trying to make it let me spend all my money on it. Look, get me a house somewhere in the country, somewhere else. Let's do that. I ain't got to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 every year on a trip. $2,000, $3,000, go a long way in fixing up a house.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to talk about goals, I'm 50 years old. I ain't trying to spend my money. I need to be saving it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Man, you're right.
Anyway.
Hey, I'm gonna say on that you might have just elevated number 3 a little bit better. The one that got divorced at 35 and she been out single for 15 years. Because you make a good point. She probably has done all her traveling with her friends. She really wants some companionship now. Maybe if you met her early on,
conversation.
yeah, and now she's just like, once you accept the fact that she had probably some fun in that 15 years, you get that out your head, like we've been trying to tell you to do. You might realize, yeah, she cool with taking some trips, man. Just having you there, she might be ready for that relationship. Yep, for a reason.
Yeah.
You just gave her put a few more points on my percentage scale right there.
Possibly. If I can give you 2 more to knock her back down, but
yeah, we come here thinking long. Yeah, what's her kid doing? They done brought some grandkids into the house now. So every time I go over there, they around, right?
I done fixed it. I painted the basement so he can stay there a little longer. We talk about son husbands.
Yes, mama.
You make a room for an adult. They ain't going nowhere. Why? Dang. Why should they? Yeah, he pay half the rent. Oh my God.
Yep.
I wish we had that thing. Oh my God.
Right. I am gonna have to give me a soundboard or something to play some drops. And we definitely need them. So, all right, man, brother. Thank you as always. A lot of good stuff thrown out there, guys. Hey, You know, and OG is putting it down. So I hope y'all went ahead and pick some of it up. So thank you, brother. We will pick up our next topic next time. I guess I'm not going to tell you what it is because I know, you don't want to know. You just want to go off the top of the dome. So that's all good.
It's real.
It does make it real. Y'all getting real talk up in here. So y'all join us next time on Iron Father. Again, like and subscribe. Check out the podcast. I know a lot of you may not be able to listen to and watch the YouTube video. I know we went over an hour here. But if you want to check out the podcast, just go ahead and do that. You can find that down in the link. You can get it at Spotify. You can get it at Apple, whatever your favorite podcast player is. You can find the Iron Father Radio podcast and just go ahead and listen to the audio version of this because I put it up just like this, unedited. So go ahead and check it out. Let us know what you think. Leave some comments down below, gentlemen. This is my final one to you guys. Let me know, what have you run into out here in terms of some of the choices? Have you run into woman 1, 2, 3, or 4? Maybe one that we didn't cover. And how was your experience? And then the second question, guys, is if you've had that experience, which one would you choose? So either one you want to answer, feel free. Let us know in the comment section below.
Yes, indeed.
All right, y'all. Until next time, join us next video. We out.